right. So today is you gotta remember, the 6th of August. That will be day 4 for me. Let me count: 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, of the Fringe Festival, although I did 5 performances. And I performed twice on a single day, given I was in 2 venues. And what time is it? I actually don't know. Let me check on the other phone. It's 4 o'clock p.m. I basically got out at 10 a.m. and I'm gonna take a nap. I like taking naps in the afternoon. It's something I used to do since ever. And then probably go swimming. I'm lucky enough to have the community swimming pool next to the place where I sleep. There are about 6 or 7 community swimming pools here in Edinburgh. You can even subscribe just for a month to all of them for £69 or something like that. But I don't go every day, so I'm just gonna pay £8 and go to one just to stretch a little bit because my legs are really sour, all the walking, doing the show and stuff like that. Now, today's video is going to be about the differences between the Avignon Art Festival and the Edinburgh Art Festival. Before we get into that, let me just recap what happened during the last 2 days since my last broadcast. So, in the evening, that was the day before yesterday, I went to perform in another venue. So I performed at 12:20 and then I performed in this other venue at 7:20 p.m. The name of this venue is Banshee Labyrinth Chamber Room. It was very, very good. Given the fact that I had 15 people in the audience, and you gotta bear in mind I don't flyer, and I'm not in the official guide of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival because I decided not to. My goal here is not to get reviews or to get programmers or anything like that, but just to own the show. And I have here all the flyers I have left. Now I printed 250 flyers. So take me as a negative example, first of all. What I'm telling you is not what you gotta do, is what you should do and I'm not doing, okay? And but usually people that come here stay for the whole run. They got like 5,000, 10,000 flyers. They fly every day. Now I don't. It's my fault, like you said. So you gotta take responsibility. So, but these are all the flyers I have left. Then I got some flyers from my run at Avignon off. I may go to fly at the Royal Mile because it's fun. But I was really busy, so I just couldn't do that. And like I said, I had 15 people. Was that the day before yesterday? Then yesterday I had my run at the little plaza. I literally did not have anyone. I did the show anyway. Believe it or not, because I had to tape it. I had to video record it. One of my goals here is to, have this show honed to perfection. So I decided just to tape the show, and then today I had 5 people this morning. Great. And I also watched that show yesterday, so I stayed on and I watched the show after mine, which is titled Unbelievable. It's a flea circus show, which I found very nice. Now, usually, if I am in a theater, I usually sit at the very last row because I got a big problem. When I watch a show, I really watch this show attentively with the eye of the pro. So usually I have this stone face, and like an hour like so. So people wrongly believe I don't like the show, but the fact is I watch so many shows, over 1,000 easily, if not 2, that it's very difficult to get me laughing during the show unless you do something extraordinary. That it may happen. Actually, on the 2nd of August, I watched a show here which was titled Sing It. It's a long title. I think Sing It. It was like a cappella show sung by 15 guys on the stage. They're staying here for 6 days, and it was excellent. And I really enjoyed it. I was singing along and stuff like that. But that happens really rarely with me. Okay, but this guy doing the show, just great guy. His name is James, and the show gave me a lot of ideas for my show. And I do try to see as many shows as I can when I am in these festivals, because I just find them inspirational. There is a small movement, I do physical theater, so there may be a small movement, a small situation that really inspires me, or I can, write out copy in a way. So, let me explain about that so you don't get it wrong. So I'm watching something outside the window, like 2 people kissing each other in a particular way, and I like that movement. I say I'm going to use that, okay? And because when you do physical theater, basically, there's so many billions of possibilities of doing, anything, even walking, that you kind of are, looking for ideas all around. That happened with great artists, by the way. So Chaplin, I think, copied his walk. Charlie Chaplin copied his walk from real life from somebody. Uh, Toto, who is a famous Italian comedian, did that as well. They got lots of stories about that and so on and so forth. But anyway, so usually my routine is this one. I wake up like at 7:30, have breakfast here at Edinburgh University. Excellent breakfast, even too much. Heavy British breakfast at 8 o'clock. Then at 9, I'm back in my dorm. I'm shooting this from my dorm. I, check my email, organize, the stuff I have to do for the day. Luckily enough, sometimes it's a weekend, so I don't have to, just check too many emails. And then I usually get out from here at 10 o'clock. I'm at the venue around 11. Do stuff at the venue, maybe shoot a video. And then 12:20 is my show, and today I finished at 1:30. And then I went to the Italian Institute of Culture because they had like this sort of display event where displaying all the shows of the Italian companies taking shows to Edinburgh. So I met some other companies. I met this lady, I'll just promote some of the shows. Her name is Stefania Licari. She's a stand-up comedian, and she's doing a show here. Then I met this other company from Cagliari, Sardinia. They do this show, the Gummy Bears Great Wall, which apparently got some very nice review. This is playing at C venue, whereas Stefania is playing at the Underbelly, okay? And I also spoke with a guy at my venue, Little Plaza. His name is Mark Grists, who's got this show, Big Box Bonanza. We're certainly going to watch. Really nice person. So, it's a full day, and that's what usually happens when you're doing this. It's networking, meeting people, speaking about shows and stuff like that, and the day just flies. And yesterday I also recorded a show for my main YouTube channel. I did a self-tape for a film, casting call. I do that as well. So, my days are just really, really busy. And like I said, it's 4 o'clock, so I'm gonna take a nap, and then I'm gonna go to the swimming pool. Now, I told you before how to take this as you're doing these festivals. Bear in mind, I've been traveling since May non-stop, and really you gotta take it easy. And eating well and sleeping well, it really is important. And I think a lot of people underestimate the importance of sleeping, but sleeping is very important. There's a friend of mine that used to tell me, sleeping is for losers. And I would say sleeping is for healthy people that want to live a healthy life. Because the sleeping cycle is, sleeping well is so much related to good health, to your immune system, to your emotional balance, that I try to get regular sleep. So that's why I usually take naps. And if I go out, stay out until midnight, maybe something like that. It's not very late for me during the summer, but I tend to sleep a lot because I know my body recovers during sleep. Okay, so that's the story. Okay, so basically that's what happened in a nutshell. And today I also promoted a book which I want to show you. I'm sorry, but I need to show you this book. Where did I put it? It's here somewhere. Give me a sec. This is a book written by a good friend of mine. The title of this book is French Wisdom. His name is Paul Levy. This person wrote another book for companies that want to start up at the Edinburgh Fringe, which may be useful. The title of this book is The Filthy Guide to the Edinburgh Fringe. And then he published this one, which is a series of comics with pieces of advice in case you want to, participate in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. If I remember rightly, in this first book, The Filthy Guide to the Fringe Festival, Edinburgh Fringe Festival, I think the first word in the book as you open the book is panic, and then the first chapter is why you shouldn't do the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And this guy is just really, really nice, great sense of humor. But here, you got the list of stuff you have to do when you do the Fringe before you arrive, venue, setting out, the dark art of flying. I like this one, the dark art of flying. Okay, let me check one of the comic strips. And all these comic strips are written by him, drawn by him, sorry. The dark art of flying. Okay, flyer me, flyer you, flyer and tip number one, and so on and so forth. So probably this, I try to promote this book as well, you know, so shot a short for YouTube and stuff like that. But today's topic, what is the difference between the Edinburgh Fringe and the Avignon Off Festival? Now, I know the Avignon Off Festival very, very, very well because I even, there's a, I'm sorry, there's like some firefighters outside of my window. Yeah, anyway, just leave the window open. So I know the Avignon Festival very, very well. I could not say I know the Edinburgh Festival very, very well. Been here before, but you can already see some differences. And also you can see how the festival, Edinburgh itself, changed in the last 12 years. Last time I was here was in 2012. But let us speak about the differences first of all. Number one, of course, location. Now, for me, it's much easier to go to Avignon Off, given it's a 6 hours drive from my house, as it would be easier for somebody living in Newcastle to come here, you know, to Edinburgh rather than going to Avignon. So, you know, that goes without saying. However, there are some major differences out there. Number one, weather. Avignon is in the Mediterranean coast, and it is very warm in July. It almost never rains. Sometimes during the festival it may rain once or twice, the most. Okay, and the side effect of that is that in Avignon you can go camping, so you can actually camp, whereas in Edinburgh, rain-wise is the complete opposite. I'm not saying it rains every day. You know, so far the weather's been very clement. But I would not put Edinburgh on the top of my list as far as camping is concerned. So in Avignon, you know, if you can find a place to sleep, you can always go and go to a camping site and pitch a tent, and lots of artists do that. And overall, I would say it may be slightly easier to find a place to sleep in Avignon than in Edinburgh, just because of the size of the festival. Having said that, though, as I browse the guide of the Edinburgh Fringe, okay, this is the guide, and I take away comedy, so you can see actually. This is a guide. What you see right here, it's comedy, and all the rest is physical theater, and so on. So another difference I would say, Avignon is more theater. There's lots of comedy in Edinburgh. I'm not saying there is too much comedy. I fully understand. It really is a comedy hub. A lot of people are coming here to get the, you know, the real break. Fierce competition. I really would like to be stand-up comedian in Edinburgh. I would fall into a depression like day one. Luckily enough, you know, what I do, there aren't that many people doing it, like silent comedy. So I feel alright. But really, there's so much comedy in Edinburgh, and I think that's a major difference from Avignon. Avignon feels more theater in a way. Another thing, and I was asking to these companies who are actually in the official brochure, in Avignon, there's lots of industry professionals that go to fish shows and buy them. It's pretty much a French tradition. So the chances that you're gonna sell your show and tour with it are really, really high, I think, compared to Edinburgh. Now, bear in mind, I also did the Brighton Fringe Festival. I went to Adelaide, so you know, I know my way around. But that's why I kept going to Avignon over and over. And like I said, I've written a guide for non-French speaking companies. The title of this guide is the Avignon Off Rough Guide. You can find it on Amazon. But with the sole exception of 1 year, it's a long story, I'll always recoup my money. If not directly, but because they toured. And yeah, and also it's France. Now, I'm sorry, like I said, I don't have prejudices I don't have prejudices, but I have preferences, and but the south of France in the summertime is just a nice place to be. All right, you can go swimming. Weather is nice. The food is great and stuff like that. So it really feels like a holiday in a way. And yeah, so that's the whole aura that surrounds France. France is the first country in Europe as far as tourism is concerned, believe it or not. I think even more than Spain. And if you have data to the contrary, comment underneath this video. Yeah, so just Avignon feels more theater. What is happening right now in Avignon, and compared to Edinburgh, the festival really wants to internationalize because basically French companies are receiving less and less subsidies, and so the festival is really trying to create a sort of an expo market for companies. So this year, for example, 2024, where I was there were like representatives from 9 countries, I think, presenting the different festivals. There was Quebec, there was China, there was Taiwan, there was Armenia, there was Romania, there was the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. 2 people from the Fringe Society came to promote the Fringe Festival. Spain, Italy, and so on and so forth. So I don't know. It just there is a strong market presence in the festival. In Edinburgh, probably yes. Certainly, I'm here also with the arts industry accreditation. They're making the best for professionals to watch shows and stuff like that. But the stories I hear from companies that are in the official brochure is that basically they're not receiving any input. So I just told these guys, for example, well, just go speak with the Edinburgh Fringe office and ask for the list of the arts industry professionals. Maybe they made a mistake. I actually don't know, but still, this is the impression I get. Um, yeah, so that's it. I don't know if Brexit had an effect on that because it wasn't here in 2012. I really don't know if Brexit really had an effect on people, coming here. I think it did because lots of people may be afraid that they need a visa to perform here, especially if they come from continental Europe. But I was told by the guys at the Fringe Central, and it's something they really have to advertise, that they got something like a Weaver program, so people that actually come here don't need a visa, special visa, because shows literally don't make money here. The fact that they're here is not considered as they're working in the UK. But especially at the beginning of Brexit, there were so many horror stories about people literally being deported. And I think I read 3 or 4 on the Italian media of especially when Brexit kicked in, which was January 2023. I'm not sure, but stories of people actually being deported and they came to see a friend or something like that, and those stories leave a mark. Okay, so and I think probably Fringe Central should really try to get a message out. You can come here; it doesn't matter where you come from, and so on and so forth. Okay, so those are the main differences I would say. Of course, and I think Avignon is trying to be less French in a way, that is to say, not to be Franco-centered, whereas Edinburgh really feels English-centered still today. Okay, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So yeah, that's the sort of impression I get. Another thing I noticed from 2012 to doing the festival today, 2024, so 12 years afterwards, is that a lot of companies are not staying here for the whole run, which kind of surprised me because when I was here in 2012, pretty much everybody was doing the 3 weeks. But now, because it's getting so expensive, some people just do 3 days, 4 days. Amazing, 1 week. So just open a page, okay, a random page. I can open any page. Look, stop here, okay? So let me check these guys. For example, there's a show, first show, Improp Tunes, okay? And they're doing basically from the 12th, I'm sorry, slightly blind, I should wear my glasses. From the 12th of August to the 26th, okay? Next one, Improv and Chill, They're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Another one, the one afterwards, improv comedy with box of frogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days, and so on. And I'm not going through all of it, it would be boring. But that's a major difference. So it's becoming more expensive to attend the Fringe Festival. I guess it's because of the venue, accommodation, and so on. Probably there's less money. Maybe it's a situation of the economy, but it's becoming more fragmented. Okay, and also in 2012, the Free Fringe, although it probably existed, was not so important. But right now, just the one I'm attending, the PBH Free Fringe, they got like 500 show. 500 show. Can you imagine? Sorry, just sipping some water here. So that's something to bear in mind. And another thing, which happened in Avignon as well, I think there's less people coming to Edinburgh. And if they come for a shorter time compared to 2012. I mean, the economy has completely changed. Now, that's something that happens all across the board in Europe, I think. It really has to make you think, okay? A good way to gauge the economy, if you are an artist, although as crazy as it may seem, is to speak with the street artists. Because street artists really have a good, handle on how the economy is doing. Okay, I don't have to speak with a Nobel Prize. I don't have to speak with a stock market analyst from Bloomberg. I have to speak with a famous economist. If I want to know what the economy is like, I speak with a street artist, and he's gonna tell me how much he's gonna make. How much he's making from his ad this year compared to the previous year. And what happened in Avignon, given I know quite a lot of street artists, some of them were already complaining in 2019, I think 2019, 2018, that they were making less money compared to 7 years before. And so it would be great to speak with a street artist performing here in Edinburgh, who's been performing here maybe for 10 years and so on and so forth, to tell me what the economy is like. But certainly in France they were making less money on the hats, and like I said, that had an effect probably. I think here in Edinburgh you can feel it more. Now, why is that? Because in the south of France, anyway, I mean, Avignon is near Marseille, is near the French Riviera, is near, it's not too far from Arles. It's an hour and a half drive to Montpellier. So even if the French are not doing that well, and when I say French, French nationals, you still have a lot of foreign tourists. So this year, Avignon was full to the brink with Chinese. Lots of Chinese and lots of Chinese companies. Okay? Whereas in Edinburgh, you don't feel that. You may see, some tourists, Italians, maybe Spanish, but really, you don't see as many tourists as you see in the south of France. Now, that has an effect on the shows as well, because if you have a show which is for non-French speakers in Avignon, chances are, if you promote your show very well, that will do very good, very well. Okay, and that's what happened with me in 2018 when I presented a show in Avignon in English. The show was titled Brexit. Guess what the story was about? We actually had a reviewer from Metro UK flying from London to review the show. One advantage of the shows I produce is that they're very physical. So even if people do not get, even if they do not understand all the words and so on, even if their level of English is not so high, they may get the gist of it. And that's important. And I remember in 2018 we had people from all over Russia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belgium, Holland, Taiwan, you name it. 2018 was a special year because in Avignon there was the Football World Cup, and so it was a bloodbath. France actually was in the finals, and I remember that night it was a bloodbath for all the venues. People were just like hanging themselves in the venues. All the venues were empty, and we had a sold out that year. So it was good. Okay, so those are the main differences. There may be other ones. Yeah, another one, of course, if you're doing the hat, and that's very important. Here in the UK, everybody uses electronic money. I mean, I'm not saying cash does not exist, but it's becoming a cashless society. Personally, I don't like that at all, if you ask me, because of a number of reasons. You know, I'm a libertarian, so to speak, and cash is real. You touch it, you count it, and when you spend it, it gives you an idea how much you're spending. But when everything becomes electronic, I'm always afraid you're just gonna lose control. You know, it's beep, 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 beep. You just don't know how much you're spending. But anyway, today I actually bought a card reader to do the ads because when I did the venue, the Banshee, 2 days ago, there were two people that just didn't have cash. So when I did the ads, I just, you know, they just one of them paid me a drink because he felt guilty or something like that. So whatever. So those are the main differences. Certainly there may be other ones that come up on my mind. But if you've never been to Avignon, buy my guide, the Avignon Off-Rough Guide. You can find it on Amazon. And I think I'm gonna write a small guide, you know, maybe in Italian. Nothing serious. But like I said, I'm a compulsive writer, and I like to, you know, take notes and you know, help other people, I guess, when they gotta do their shows. One thing I didn't do here, so it's flyering. I've been lazy, I admit it, but eventually I'll have to do it because it's a tradition. If I remember correctly, somebody told me that even Joe Malkovich flyered on the Royal Mile. If he did it, I gotta do it. So that's the story. All right, guys. Hope you're doing well. And 21 days to go. That's it. Wherever you are, enjoy life. Ciao, ciao.